we go. Right, hopefully everything is all up and running okay. Move my arm out of the way. Oh gosh, right, I'm here. Hello. Here we go. You know what? I forgot to double check how zoomed in this is for the image. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, that'll be all right. Hello everybody. Ooh, move it up. Oh, there we are. Sorry, I was nearly sliding off the edge of my desk. I hadn't noticed. Hello everybody. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different this week and work in a Millie Marotta book, which I don't think I've done before on live stream. To be honest, it's been a few months since I've coloured a Millie page full stop anyway, so it will be nice to actually work on a page from one of her books, because she was the first artist that I ever actually, bought an adult colouring book of. Animal Kingdom was my first one, so I do love her illustrations. Hello everybody. So I thought, yeah, obviously you've seen on the thumbnail that we're working in this one. Now I've found the colour palette from Amanda Colours for this month, which is what I do quite often. I've not actually done it for a few months, but I always used to try and use the monthly colour palette that Amanda Colours shares from the colour cubes. Normally always use it to complete a page, because my favourite ones are either the small ones or kind of this style where the picture's made out of like leaves and flowers. So the colour palettes work really nicely for these pages, but I haven't done it for a few months, so I thought it'd be nice this week to do a Millie Marotta page, because I haven't done one for a while, but then also use that colour palette so I can take part in that hashtag, so a bit of a double whammy. So let me just get a bit of scrap paper ready to pop behind, because although I'm using pencil, obviously if I push hard I don't want to accidentally mark the page behind. So get my scrap paper in ready. So I'm assuming it's because it's from one of the new colour cubes, but it always used to be when Amanda Colour shared the colour palette that when you swiped through, that one page kind of told you which Prismacolors to use for that month's colour palette, but it doesn't seem to have it on this month. So I tried something, because I thought, I'm not sure about sitting and matching them up, might take me a while. So I took a picture of the palette, put it into Chat GPT and said, can you match it to my to Prismacolor pencils? Wasn't sure what it'd do, but it came up with actually pretty good matches. They're not exact, but then when I've kind of got my swatch book out and had a look myself, I thought, actually, I don't think I could find one that's going to match any better. So I'm going to go with the ones that Chat GPT, so it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it, suggested. So I've just dropped one. So the ones that it suggested was light cerulean blue, the PC 904. So I'm just going to pop a little bit down on each, of each one on the bit of paper, so we can see what we're working with. And the other one of the other ones it suggested was the blue slate, which is PC 1024. This was the one that I wasn't too sure. Like, they seem, I think I might swap one of these. I'm going to have another look, because they just look a bit too similar, to be honest, for me. Then got a little baby pencil, which I can't remember what the English name is of this one because it's too small. I think it was cloud blue, cloud something. I have got a new one, but I wanted to stick with trying to use up this little bitty baby one for now. Probably pop it in the pencil extender in a bit. So I do like that one. And then these other ones were pretty good matches. I think it's just these two. Like, they're just both a bit too close. But it is quite a light colour palette, this one. So this one was the green grey light, which obviously also doesn't show up very well. So I don't know. Ooh. like I say, they were pretty good matches, saying as it was ChatGPT that suggested them. And when I looked, I thought, I'm not sure as I can find a better match, so I just had to resharpen that one with it breaking. I don't know. I'm not sure as how well some of these are going to show up on paper, so I might just swap a couple of these, even if it doesn't then completely match the colour palette. I think we might just need to have a bit of a play around. Those two blues, they just basically look the same, don't they? Like, it's very subtle difference, but not exactly a lot. And that one is a pretty colour, but you can't really see it very much, can you? It'd be good for a highlight colour, but if I'm going to be more block colouring, then I think I might need to change it. Hi Vera, how is everybody this evening? I've just been waffling on at you about what colours I'm using, haven't I? And not really. So let's have a think. What was that one? Green grey light. So I think I'm going to swap that for pale sage. So let me find my pale sage. Yeah, it's a little bit brighter, but I think that one's going to work better. So that's PC 1089. Oh, I just realised I forgot to write the numbers next to these ones, didn't I? So it's not going to be a super match to the colour palette that Amanda Colours shared, but it's not going to be too far off. So hopefully it should still count to that hashtag. Just going to have a look and see about swapping one of these blues. I think if anything, I prefer that one. I'm sure one of them was slightly more, it was still blue, but it was kind of like a slightly more purpley blue. If memory serves, I'm using my phone obviously to do this, and the colour palette's on my phone, so that's not very helpful. Yeah, I'm going to change it for a different blue. But wondering, actually, let's try a bit of that Mediterranean blue. If I can find it. Let's see how well that matches. Here, I don't know whether that's going to be too dark. Let's just have a little scribble on this bit of paper. Well, it's deeper, but it's not like super dark, is it? I think actually that one, let's cross that one out. Let's go for this one. So I think it'll be, obviously we're not using that one anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cool. I think we will go cross that bit out. There we are. Very official looking swatch there, isn't it? Kind of my process. It's the first time I've actually used ChatGPT to do kind of colour matching for a palette. So like I said, it was pretty close actually, but I just think that one's just a bit too light. That, yeah, it probably isn't technically the best match, but I think actually that's just going to show up better and give us a better colour palette to work with, so I'll go with it. So I just need to resharpen some pencils now. So how's everybody's week been? Have you had a good weekend? Excuse, normally we don't have the sound of pencil sharpening, do we? Because we're normally on alcohol markers. Because this one's so little, I'll have to use a little pencil sharpener, not my big doll one. Here we go. And where have I put my pencil extender? It's not often I have to use them. Oh, here we are. It's hiding in the middle of pen pot. Here we go. Oh, I nearly dropped the pencil out of the pencil extender. That wouldn't really. There we go. It's a bit better. Right. Yeah, I just thought it was worth a whirl. I was sat was like watching TV the one night last week, and I thought, oh, you know, knew I wanted to use that colour palette for this page. And I thought, oh, I don't know about sitting myself and starting from scratch trying to match them, because I just assumed that, you know, the one that Amanda Colour would share, you know, would be like it always used to be, but I'm guessing it's because it's from the new colour palettes. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll go with, oh, I just realised I've not moved one of these pencils out of the way, have I? Didn't want that one. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, move that out of the way. Yeah, I was really pleased actually. I was surprised. I don't know why I was surprised. I think partly I just thought I'll put it in and then it'll come up going, oh, I don't know what Prismacolor pencils are, or it'd come up with like crazy matches. But yeah, they're pretty good actually. I'll definitely try it again. I made myself an account now so that it's all saved. Sometimes what I tend to do when I'm trying to colour these, like with the limited colour palette, I'll try and think about a part that's repeated through it, what colour, you know, out of what I'm working with that I'd like to go for. So I think I'd like parts of the ears and like the nose part to be that kind of peachy. It is peach actually, it's light peach. And I might use that on the paw parts as well. And then possibly for all the little like teeny tiny leaf ones, might use one of the blues, possibly the darker one. I think that might work. So I'll go for these peach bits first. So, you know, what's everybody up to in the minute? Are you sat colouring at work, chilling? So I've got the light peach here. So what I normally do with these, which is probably a bit of a waste of Prismacolors, but you know, you've got your supplies, you need to use them. I tend to just block colour. Sometimes I will like blend the colours together or maybe use a white, but quite often I do just block colour. I've only got 6 colours to work with. I can't be bothered with trying to add, you know, lighter and darker ones. This works for me. It looks quite effective, I think, when it's done. So go for that. And oh, actually, this colour might work nice for the centres of the flowers, and maybe I use that purple. Yeah, actually I'll use this for the centres of the flowers. Normally if there's like a yellow or an orangey colour, I would maybe use those for like the centre of the flowers. So we'll go with that. I don't think there is many flowers on this one, and I'll do kind of around the mouth part as well with this. Obviously not going for realistic colours, but I do like to think about like where the nose is and the eyes. Just need a brush for here. Make sure I'm not tempted to just brush it with my hands. Oh, pretty flowerscape, looks like such a pretty book. No, not missed too much. Mainly me waffling on about what colours I'm going to go for. So definitely haven't missed too much. So yeah, I might go for the darkest blue, I think, and I'll work through and do all of the little tiny pieces. I will probably do the 2 ones that are meant to look like eyes with a black gel pen at the end. So I'm just going to go through and do all of the little tiny leaves. I normally think I found them all and then, you know, end up spotting some later on, but yeah, I normally pick one colour to do all of the little leaves and work through doing those, and then just kind of chip away at it like that. So we might get this one finished tonight, we might not. Because normally I do these sorts of pages in little chunks here and there, so I don't actually know how long they take me to do in one setting, so we might find out tonight. A bit more of my coffee. Oh, it's getting a bit cold, but still nice. What did I do this weekend? On Saturday, we went to see my mum and dad, so that was nice because I've not seen them since Christmas Eve. Got stuck in loads of traffic though on the way. It's a road we normally go down. We hadn't realised it got railway crossing shut, so there was a massive diversion, which if we'd have known about, obviously we could have just avoided in the first place, but we didn't. So, you know, then we got stuck in a load of roadwork traffic. Oh, it just seems to take forever to get there. So yeah, had a nice time there. We had lunch, went a walk round to a coffee shop with my husband, daughter, and my mum. Dad stayed at home. We went and had a coffee out. So that was nice. And you know, spent a bit more time there chatting and, you know, catching up. Yeah, that was pretty much Saturday gone, to be honest, because it's a good hour each way to get to my mum and dad's. And obviously, you know, we spent a while there, so that was nice Saturday. And Sunday, we ended up with a little bit of a change of plans from what we thought we were going to be doing. And we ended up staying in, but we think we've worked out what we're going to be doing for our summer holiday this year. We haven't actually booked anything, but we have sat and looked at prices and dates and kind of got it penciled out for doing another road trip in the summer, so that's good. Hopefully this weekend we might sit and maybe get the flights booked, and I think there was a couple of Airbnbs we want, so we might get those booked, but then the more bog standard hotels we'll probably book a little bit closer to, but obviously yeah, the Airbnbs are more likely to get booked up, so yeah, so that's exciting. I think we've worked out what we're doing. So it wasn't what we planned to do on Sunday, but it was nice to you know, I think we've got a plan. We've got something to hopefully look forward to now. So yeah, it just takes a while. You know, we kind of sat all together, and husband has his computer hooked up to the TV, so then we can kind of look at a lot of stuff together, but then me and daughter will be sat there like researching things on our phone, and yeah, so I think we've got a plan where we're going to go. So some new places and some places we've been before, so that'll be nice. And then yeah, before you know it, then that was the weekend done. Did get a bit of colouring done on Sunday as well. Got a few title pages done. I mean, they were only like quick and easy one, and you know, cute and cozy books, but at least I did get a couple of title pages done in books that I've had for a bit as well, so that was nice. So I kind of fancied colouring, but I didn't know what to colour, so I thought, oh, I'll just, you know, look through my cute and cozy books and do the book belong to pages, and you know, the title pages that I hadn't done. Oh, sorry, didn't realise how long this pencil still was. I need to sharpen it again, actually. I'll lurk away and enjoy your colouring. We still haven't quite finished watching Evil, but we are getting there now. I think we've got 3 episodes left, might be 2.5. We're nearly there though. Really can't work out where it's going now, because there's been a bit of a twist and we were like, oh right, okay, so I don't know. I don't think we'll finish that tonight, maybe tomorrow night. Although then I don't know what on earth we're going to start and watch on the TV. I mean, we have got loads of stuff that we keep saying, oh, we'll watch that, and we haven't got around to it yet. So we've just kind of been binge watching this for like the last few weeks, so which has been nice because we've sat down and we've known exactly what we're going to put on the TV. So we'll be back to being stuck on what to put on again soon, I think. No, we've literally never watched a single episode. I don't think husband would want to watch it, and I don't know. I'd probably watch it, but I'm equally, you know, not that fussed about giving it a go. And we've got Andor season 2 still to watch on Disney Plus. That's been out for a bit, and we haven't got around to watching that yet. I'm sure there's something else on Disney Plus that we were going to watch and we haven't watched yet, but I can't think what on earth it was. We've got Fallout as well, the second season. We started watching it, but the episodes are out weekly, so we thought we'd wait a couple of weeks for it to build up and then we'll go back to that. So we have got a couple of episodes of that we can watch at some point. Yeah, we normally end up watching things like way after everybody else. It was like Peaky Blinders was on, oh gosh, it might have been on like season 3 or something by the time we got around to starting watching it. And then we just sat and binge watched, you know, all of it. Rather watch things right when it comes out. And when it's like dead on top of it, or yeah, it ends up being like years after. We've got a new Tulsa King season as well to watch. On Paramount, I think. Super official swatches. Ah, that was it, yes, 1,000 Fists. I think we'll get around to watching stuff eventually. No, that's another one. Like, that's been out for ages, hasn't it? And yeah, I don't know whether husband might have watched that one. I definitely haven't watched that. Sometimes he watches things at the gym, like on his phone while he's on the treadmill. I was quite into The Witcher, but then they changed who, you know, was playing the main character, and I was like, no. There's nothing wrong with, like, I mean, look at my random scribbles here, like, does the job. I always admire people who share like their lovely colouring journals, and they've got, you know, pages where they've planned out the colour palettes and there's notes and it looks lovely. That's really not me. I do try. I've got myself a nice notebook, but I still just end up grabbing bits of paper and just scribbling on them. So I think I just need to get used to that is me, and at least just try and glue them into my notebook, I guess, afterwards. So at least I've got it if I want to use it again. I've just got a pile of random paper at the side of me, on top of my colouring trolley. Oh, night, Vera. Take care. So yeah, any recommendations of stuff? I'll say it doesn't necessarily always have to be the newest things, because some things we, and there is what was it? It's not House of Dragon, is it, or Game of Thrones, but there's a new, I don't know when that's out. I think that is out, isn't it? There's that to watch. Well, I've not seen much about that, so makes me wonder if it's any good or not. Sharpen this again. That's the only problem with doing the little teeny tiny leaves. You need to keep it quite sharp. I probably will end up like doing more bits in this colour, but for the moment I'm just trying to go through and get all of the little leaf shapes that kind of match, coloured in the same colour. And then I can kind of do the same with some of the other shapes that are repeated. I always think with these illustrations, if you're not really sure how to approach them, this is a really good way. A bit lazy, I guess, but you know, it makes them a lot less daunting to colour, I think. There's a few here, isn't there? That one. Keep going to use my fingers. I really need to remember to use the brush. I think, I mean, I'll probably spot a load in a second as soon as I put the pencil down. Oh, I might do those copper as well, actually. Well, that's probably about it in that colour, so I'm just going to put that one to the side for now. Spotted another couple of bits that I'll probably do that colour as well. It's not actually many flowery, and quite often there's more of these sorts of flowery shapes, but there's not a whole heap of those. So I'm going to do purple, I think, down here. Ah, that's it. Yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think that was on the what was on the splash screen last night when we put Sky on. But yeah, literally haven't seen. Well, granted, I don't go on TikTok, and that's normally where husband ends up seeing the spoilers for stuff. But he's not really mentioned anything about it, so I take it that there's not been quite as much. His and hers. Oh, I've not heard of that one. Okay, that could be one to add to the list of possibilities then. Ah, that's good to hear, Nikki, that your mum's doing better. I'm glad. Such a lot going around at the minute. Daughter she was a bit snotty last night and this morning, but you know, she wasn't complaining about feeling poorly. Got home tonight. I was like, "You all right?" She's like, "Oh, I really don't feel well." Look at her and her face, you know, when you've got a bit of a cold and like under your eyes and you know around your nose and that, it's just a bit puffy. And yeah, her face, bless, has gone all puffy because she's just full of snot. She's just full of cold, bless her. So she had a slightly earlier night and some painkillers, you know, cold and flu stuff. So hopefully she's feeling a bit better tomorrow. She was like, "I'm not having the day off school though, am I?" I'm like, "No, it's just a cold. You can soldier on." To be fair, she's not one to moan. She does just crack on. But yeah, she's feeling a bit sorry for herself. There's just so many illnesses going around this time of year, isn't there? Most of the children in my class are just full of snot as well. I'm thinking, you can have a tissue, and it's like, yeah, I think you need one. Go and get one. Oh, it's not nice, is it? At least she's doing better, so that's good. I'm going to do this bit here as well. Do a couple of bits. Yeah, do a couple of these bits the same colour, actually, I think. Oh, I just spotted another one of those little ones that needs to be that blue. I knew I would. Right. Let's get that blue back and do that little tiny bit there. There's too many others that are like the same sort of shape. I think I might use this colour a bit around the nose and the ears, I think. So I think these two colours look nice. Well, they all look nice together, don't they? Obviously they're in the same colour palette, but they all look nice next to each other. And I might use this darker blue on the little nose bit as well, actually, thinking about it. And maybe under the chin too. So the problem with Prismacolors, isn't it? With loads of little bits everywhere. I'll do this with the same colour. I mean, I probably want some more of that colour else. I might do it there on this bit, actually. That might look nice. So it's probably not the best use of my Prismacolors, but I just think these are nice, easy pencils to use, and there's a nice big range of colours, so you can normally get a pretty good match, can't you? How do I like the new Lulu Marotta? I really like it, actually. It does kind of remind me, I guess, a little bit of A Million Baby Animals. Because there is obviously, without having babies in, there is obviously a lot that are kind of like cuddling in that book. So it kind of reminds me of that, I guess, in a way. But yeah, no, I do still really like it, actually. It's obviously a usual style, isn't it? I did think it was interesting. Some of them are obviously a little bit, where was the best example? A little bit more kind of cute and cozy style, like a lot less detailed even by Lulu Mayo standards, because I mean some of her pages aren't necessarily all that detailed, are they? But I did think there was a few more that were a bit simpler, but I mean that's not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously styles change, and there's still a lot of pages that are like really pretty detailed. So yeah, I thought it was a nice mix, and for £4 definitely not going to complain. I was dead chuffed when they actually had it in stock. When we went, I said to husband, I was like, I want to go to the work. So we went actually on the way to my mum and dad's on Saturday, because we can kind of go through town as we're heading to them. So I was like, I want to have a look. And he was like, what for? So I said, he was like, yeah, all right then. So we stopped off and had a look. And yeah, they've got loads on the shelf. I half expected to walk in and go, oh, they haven't got any. So that was a bit of a surprise. No double. Do you know what? I'd not actually noticed that when I flicked through it. But now you've said it, yeah, there isn't, is there? Although to be fair, I think that's. I don't think I've ever coloured a double page spread in a Lulu Mayo book. I don't think, I mean I may have done, but it doesn't ring any bells, which is perhaps why I didn't notice. But yeah, I guess there isn't, is there? Which, yeah, I'd literally not noticed that at all. That's an interesting point, actually. I don't know what I think about that now. Like I said, I don't think I've ever actually coloured a double page spread. So I guess for me, I suppose it doesn't really make any difference, because I guess if I've not coloured one by now, you know, it's obviously not something I'm drawn to. But yeah, do you know what? I've not actually noticed that, Jess. But yeah, now you mention it, yeah, there isn't, is there? How weird. Whether that was a conscious decision on her part or whether that was just how it turned out. Right, so I'm going to go through and do all the ones that are a bit more leaf shaped actually in the green. I don't always stick to doing the green for more of the leaf shapes, but I will this time, I think. I can't believe I've not noticed that, actually. Well, yeah, it hasn't, has it? I don't know how I hadn't noticed that, to be honest. Yeah, I suppose it has, actually. Yeah, because like I say, there is definitely some images that are simpler, like a lot more open space, you know, in terms of like the characters being simpler and less detailed, you know, than they usually would be. And yeah, I'd agree with that, Jess. Well, yeah, that's weird. I'd not noticed that there wasn't any double page spreads. It shows how unobservant I am. Like I flipped through it and gone, oh, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute. Literally hadn't noticed at all. Yeah, I'll do a few more green on the face. That will be the eye. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's nice to have the variety, but I don't think I've ever coloured any. And whether that's something she's noticed, I guess, when people have tagged her on Instagram, maybe that she's gone, oh, not many people do colour the doubles, so I won't draw doubles. I don't know. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I might have a bit too much green on the face, but I feel like then the face will show up a bit better against the body because of the pose. I feel like if not, it might end up blending in a bit too much. Do that one the same. Hi, Yolanda. Yeah, line art's definitely nice and clear on it. Still got a few where there's like a lot going on and they're all really close together and it's maybe a bit tricky to work out what's what, but yeah, I'd say it's definitely a bit clearer, isn't it, on most of the pages. I mean, I just love that. Oh, which page was it? When I was looking through and I was like, oh my gosh, that is the cutest page. But I won't be able to find it now. Ah, I see it, near the back. That one. That may well be the first one I colour. I'm not sure, might not be. Boy, this is a little otter. Like, it's so cute. Yeah, there's just so many cute ones. I don't know if that will be my first one, but possibly. I thought this would be a good one to colour in February because obviously all the heart, you know, all the cuddles and the hearts and everything. I also really liked that page because I thought I could colour that one like my bunny Dora, with it only having one rabbit on the page. But yeah, there is a lot of cute ones, and I'm hoping I'll get to colouring in this soon, but I've got a lot of uncoloured books, and yeah, I don't want to plan too much for next month. I thought I'll just see how I go. Oh, thank you, Nikki. That's so sweet. Thank you. Yes, you know what? I did think that was a good, really good hashtag. February. Yeah, I think I've got a few other pages that I'd looked at and thought, that's B, you know, it's got to be on there somewhere. No, a lot of, I'd say for Millie Marotta, that it's kind of, to be honest, this double page is a good example. She either does them like this, where they've got all the pattern, or she illustrates them like this, where they're kind of made up as like the leaves and the flowers, which I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but these are my favourite ones of hers, because I'm like, this is how I approach colouring them. So I find it quite soothing, to be honest, just to pick a shape and go through and do all the colours. I've coloured a few where it's been like this, and I always used to, like when I very first got these books, think I had to colour each little bit a different colour. And then now I've been colouring a bit longer, I might just, you know, do all one colour, like get Inktense or watercolour pencils or something, and just do like all one colour and maybe just a little bit of simple shading. It is just quite a particular art style, isn't it, that not everybody's used to, I guess. But yeah, I do really like her art. She just quietly chips away. You don't see her all that much on, you know, social media and stuff, but she really does her research on her animals, and I think she just do such a good job. Well, yeah, it is a bit, you know, you've got to find your way of colouring her pages, I think, and like you've got to find a way that to approach them that works for you. It is a bit, I guess, a bit trickier than some artists' illustrations, I guess. Oh, oh, Russ, I love that logic. Do you know what, when we popped in and I thought they won't have it in stock, and I was saying to my daughter when we walked in, I was like, it should only be £4. I says, I can get it on the website, but then I'll have to pay postage, so it won't really work out any cheaper than, you know, buying it anywhere else. And then she was like, yeah, but we could go to another works, and it's like, yeah, but then we've got to drive there and maybe pay parking, so yeah, it won't be any cheaper. But also there is just something about being able to pick it up in a shop, isn't there? Like, that's a nice feeling. But at least you've got a copy. That's the main thing. £3 for parking, well spent, I guess. Oh, that's cool that you finished it. I think I finished Animal Kingdom as much as I will probably finish it, because I think I've done all of these style of illustrations. I think there's a couple of others that I may do, but yeah, I think the rest of them I'm not necessarily drawn to, so I'm probably not going to not colour much else, to be honest, in Animal Kingdom. I might do, because it would be cool to have it finished, but you know, need more hours in the day, I think, for that to happen. Excuse me, my voice has gone really croaky tonight. Let me have some more of my drink. Oh, you can tell it's getting halfway through the term, I think, when my voice starts getting a bit croaky. So many people at work who've been off ill as well, not just the children, like staff off, because just laid up with flu and pneumonia and completely losing the voice and all sorts. Right, colour these ones as well. The stream, I think, is it this Sunday? It's the 1st of February, I think, isn't it? Is it? When the streamathon's on, which I think is this Sunday. You can tell I don't even know what day of the week it is, let alone what date it is these days. I'm sure it's this Sunday. So I'm hoping I'll be able to tune into a few people on Sunday. Although, having said that, I have no idea what we're doing this Sunday, but hopefully I'll be able to catch some people on their streams for a bit. It's a very worthy cause. There we go. I thought the first rang a bell. Oh, excuse me. I don't think that coffee's woke me up much, has it? Right, I do that one there. Might leave it as that for the minute for that colour. Make sure we get a bit more of the other colours in as well. So what have I got? I've got a lighter blue, well, a really light blue, a mid blue, and then I've got that purple and peachy colour. So I might do a bit more of the belly in this greyed lavender colour, I think. I can imagine this is what their tummy colour is. Do this bit. And I think I'll do that bit in that colour as well. I might still do a little bit more in that colour. Do a bit up on the face, maybe. Don't know. I'll leave it at that for now on that one. I might use this lightest blue for some of it as well. Oh, night, Yolanda. Hope you have a good week. I might use this lightest one for like these funny squiggly leaf shapes. I know that's like the world's worst description, but it makes sense to me. They're kind of a bit, I suppose they're a bit like a petal, I guess, aren't they? So here we are, we're in the one that was so little, I don't know what name it is, the PC1023, I think it's cloud blue or powder blue, one of them. One of the really light blues anyway. Nice contrast, I think, to the slightly deeper ones. After I thought this month, oh, I'll try and be really good and not buy a lot. I looked at my list of the things I've bought this month and I was like, oops. But I'm blaming Aldi for a lot of them because when we've been in, they've had a load of cute and cosy books for like less than £2. So husband bought some for me when he was shopping, and then when we went shopping as a family, I got some. I think that's mainly the bits I bought this month, although that was a few books. And then I did take your suggestion, Nikki, about the Crayola Twistables. I've been keeping an eye out on Vinted, because in my head, if I buy it on Vinted, it doesn't really count the same as if I buy it on Amazon because it's second hand. Make that logic work. but I managed to find some that weren't a bad price. They worked out not exactly half price from Amazon, but it was a fair bit cheaper. So yeah, I've got some of them. I think they've been dispatched, so we'll give those a go. I think they could be fun to use. I don't feel quite as guilty buying colouring supplies as books either, because you know, you can always experiment and use different mediums far easier than finding more hours in the day to colouring more books, I guess, but still. I thought it'd be worth a try, because I did used to really like my Bambino crayons, and I have still got them, but they've got really small now, so I can't really use them because they're just not comfortable to hold. And I just used to really like using those, and I've not thought about the Crayola Twistables, so I'm hoping they could be fun. What I used to do with the Bambino crayons is I'd use my circle stencil that's got like loads of different size circles, and say like, especially on like a Millie Marotta page, I just do loads of different circles in different colours that would, like, you know, go with the colour palette, and it was a fun way of adding a bit of a quick and easy background. So, which I know I could do with pencil, but like that takes a while, doesn't it? Whereas the crayons were like dead quick and easy. So hopefully they'll work for that. And then I can try that on a few backgrounds. That'll be fun. I do find by the time I've spent the time colouring the page, I can't really be bothered with doing much in the backgrounds. Not unless it's just, you know, quickly popping a bit of chalk pastel on, or, you know, something pretty quick and simple. Oh, yeah, it's not as comfortable colouring when you're holding the pencil extender. I think it would be, because it is a bit thicker, but I think it's this and this bit. Right, get in there with these ones. I'm going to need to sharpen it again, actually. Oh, I'll just take it out of the extender. I was hoping I could get away with sharpening it with it in, but that's not going to work. Let's take it out. Yeah, I'm hoping that they will be good for backgrounds, Nikki, because yeah, when I've been colouring lately, I've just kind of, you know, I finished the page and then thought, oh, I can't be bothered with the background. So that's just kind of where my headspace has been this month. So I thought, actually, if I've got something that's nice and quick and not messy, I think that's the thing for me. I could do like playing with like my oil pastels and like gel crayons, but then you've got to wash the stuff after, and it doesn't take long. I know it doesn't take long, but one, I might only have like 15 minutes in an evening to colour, like, you know, after I finish work in an evening, before I actually go and spend time with my husband, you know, watching TV. I was thinking, I don't want to be spending ages like getting stuff ready and then washing it up after. I just want something I can pick up and use. It's not going to be messy, so I'm hoping they will do just the job. Oh, I've got another one that needs doing in that blue. Spotted another tiny one. Let's do that. Oh, I need to have a bit more drink. I've still got a tickly throat. I'm hoping it's not a sign I'm coming down with something. Right, get in there now. So you can see it soon starts to fill up if you go around colouring, you know, like the repeating shapes in a certain colour. soon starts to fill up. So I've got another blue that I haven't used at all yet. So I'm going to use that for these bigger pieces. Which are some of them here? So this one was what, the blue slate one. This one. I'll finish this tonight. Although to be fair, I haven't got too much left to do in it, I guess. So I don't want to leave it for next week's live stream. Obviously that's February. I don't mind carrying things over, but if I'm doing this for Amanda Colours hashtag, I don't know what I could do with getting it done in January, with this being the January palette. So there's not actually too much to do now, I guess. So we'll keep plodding on. And if I do add a background, I'll do it another night. Maybe when these Crayola Twistables come, possibly. Depending what colours there is, if they go with the colour palette or not. Oh, that's the same shape as that one. So let's do that green. And oh, that looks really cute, Nikki. That one that you sent me, really sweet. She's got a few different pages where she's done that sort of style. I don't think I've ever actually coloured any like that, but they do look cool. I think it is nice because then once you know what you're doing in one part, you can just carry that on kind of round, can't you? So it's a bit easier. A few less decisions. That's what I do like about these colour palettes. It's you've got the colours, you've not got to be thinking about the colours then. Just where to pop the few that you're working with. That's a big chunk done, now that bit's done. Let me sharpen this again, it's getting a bit blunt. Right. Thinking those big long ones, I might do that peachy colour because that might look cute. So I might do the blue in some of these other bits, perhaps. That's another leaf shape, so that needs to be that green. Well, it doesn't need to be, but I'm going to do it dark green. That one. So yeah, it's just kind of splodging the colour around, very technical term. And that I feel like is sort of that shape, so I might actually do that. This grey lavender colour, and this part here as well. It's not exactly the belly, but it's the top of that leg, isn't it? It'll look nice having that colour there a bit. I'll put a bit more of it, that colour on their face as well in a second. Right, so I might get that peach colour and start and put that in places, and then it'll help me with work out what else is going where, I think. So this is the light peach. So pop that there. And this will give a nice kind of pop of colour against all the blue we've got going on. Right, I'll do that bit in, you know what colour actually, I might do that, the blue we were using. Let me just get that blue back. That'll look nice here. Not a lot of green going on. I don't want it in the dark blue, so let's go for this one. Nice bit about Christmas colours. You can just press quite hard and get a lot of colour down really quickly, can't you? That's nice, I think. Oh, here we are. There's that light peach back. So do this bit. More peach in these legs, I think. And a bit there. So you see how it just fills up. Been going what? About an hour. It is almost done actually, so I think I might keep plodding on, because yeah, there really isn't actually all that much left. It would be nice to get it done. It's not as if we're miles off being finished, is it? Do a bit of the darker blue with it. Oh, sorry. It's the one pencil that's a lot longer than all the other ones I'm using. I've obviously not used this one as much. This is definitely my original one. I don't think I've used any blues up. I used a few greens up, I think, and browns out of my Christmas, and pinks, but I don't think I've actually used up any blues yet. There we go. Right. Yeah, I'll get a bit more of this purple, I think, up the front part of the face. I think will look nice. Just need to sharpen it. It's a bit getting a bit blunt. Let's sharpen it. Do this bit of that colour. I see, I'm not really overthinking it. I'm just going, yeah, I'll stick that colour there. Yeah, I'll stick that colour there. a nice light bit, I think, here on the front part of, I guess it'd be their snout, wouldn't it? So it's a bit as like a highlight, I guess. A peachy colour here on their eyebrow, kind of bit. And like, but yeah, nearly there. That's the good bit about these pages. If you've got a few pens or pencils you're using, and you just keep working through them, kind of before you know it, you're a fair way done. Right, a bit more blue there. Right. I'm back adding a bit more of this peachy colour. It's just that eye I need to do, but I'll do that in a bit with a black gel pen. I say, I know a lot of people, it's not that they don't like Millie Marotta's style, but they're just not sure how to colour them. But this, for me, yeah, it's nice and relatively quick. Not too much thinking. I guess a bit like with cute and cozy colouring, you know, I've got what, 6 pencils, and that's all I'm using. I'm not worrying about blending, just block colouring, but you know, instead of alcohol markers this time, it is just with pencil. Sharpen again. Right, do a bit green as well, I think. Sometimes in the past I have like used really old gel pens up on these designs, and I ended up with some very weird and wacky coloured animals, but it kind of worked out well for, you know, using up some supplies. I definitely don't worry about colouring these illustrations in realistic colours. Down here. Just have to be careful not to use too much down the bottom, I think. Just have another drink. What page are you colouring at the minute then, Jess? Nearly dropped my drink then, completely misjudged where the side was. Yeah, okay, I'll get a bit of peach down here as well, I think. And then I think I'll get a bit more blues in down here. The mid blue. I guess we've not got much of that down here. Do that colour. Now let's get this one. Oh, cute. I want J. Hampson's. Here's an R.J. Hampson one, isn't it? Lost and Found. Yeah, it's all those finishing touches. They make a big difference, but they can take a while, can't they? Yeah, I must admit, with this colour palette, when I looked at it, and Amanda Colour shared, you know, well, this is the colour palette for January, I thought, oh, it's pretty, but you know, it is quite a light palette. I've gone a tad darker, certainly on that deeper blue, I think, than that green. Then, strictly speaking, I should have done, but yeah, I think it's turned out nice. kind of as close as I could manage, and I know Amanda Colours isn't normally too strict on you know, if you've tried your best to stay to the colour palette. Which I have. There's just a couple of the colours weren't really showing up. There we go. So I think, apart from the eye, I think I have coloured it all. So let me find the black gel pen. And then let's colour the little eye in. It's done. Oh. Pass the line a bit there. That's neat enough. There we go. I'll just let that dry a second, and then I shall put a little dot of white on. Just move my sharpener out of the way. Cute. I quite like that. So yes, I will add this random little colour palette with a whole pile of random colour palettes I've got shoved to the side. Let me have a look. Let's see. A whole pile of mainly alcohol marker ones. I've got one there, one there, got one there, got one there, one there. Got all sorts of random colour palettes. I'll add this one. I'll just tuck them inside my notebook. Like I say, I do need to stick them in at some point, but at least they're tidy. So I do admire people that have those lovely colouring journals that put, you know, pictures in and really plan out the pages and everything. But yeah, I have to do that much organising for work that I think by the time I get to my colouring, my brain power's used up, and I'd rather keep it nice and quick. I'll feel organised that at least it's in the top of me little trolley that's by my desk then, even if it's not necessarily stuck in. If I had more time, like if I wasn't a teacher, I would, you know, I'd love to spend more time doing like a proper journal and stuff, but yeah, it's not going to happen. I've just thought, I think that one there's meant to be the eye as well. I can't decide. Would that make it like cross-eyed? I can't decide whether that would be the other eye or whether the other eye would just be completely hidden. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that little green one that I'm pointing to with the gel, do you think that's meant to be the other eye? Or do you think the other eye's hidden? I can't decide what it'd look like if I colour it in black, and it's a bit hard to undo it if I colour it in black. And I feel like the perspective might be wrong though. If I do colour it in black, it's not going to be in the right spot, is it? That's probably meant to be more like that pattern, isn't it? And the eyes around the other side of the face a bit more, I guess. Yeah, it'd look cross-eyed, wouldn't it, if that one was black? I'm really overthinking this now. Let's leave it as it is. I'm like going around in circles and not really making a decision. Yeah, I feel like black's a big commitment. If I colour it in and then I don't like it, which I've got a feeling I wouldn't, then we're a bit stuck, aren't we? So yeah, I'll leave it. What I will do though is I will have a look at what we could maybe work on next week in next week's stream. So a couple of options, because I haven't planned much, but I thought I have got a couple of things I was hoping to do. So I did have had picked out this one, which I haven't picked a particular page, but I did want to try and get something else done in this one. Or I have got a page that I had picked in this one, which was, where is it? That book one. So I was going to try and colour it a bit less festive. Try and maybe use like a pretty pink palette, because it just made me think of my daughter buying loads of more books, even though she's got like so many books to read, but she just loves collecting books, bless her. So we've got that one we could do with alcohol markers, or got something in here that I could do, and it'd be alcohol markers as well, and I don't know which page it'd be, to be honest. I'm about halfway done in this book, so I don't know which page it'd be. What we're thinking. Yeah, I did think perhaps go for the Winter Bliss. So it might be a fun one to do as dream. Like I say, I have no idea which page I'd do in this one, to be honest, because I've not picked one out in particular. I just thought it'd be nice to get a page done in February in it. Or I don't know. I've got a lot of uncoloured books. I think, oh, it could be out of that, but I know I was hoping to work in this one, which is uncoloured. So we've got one vote for that one. I'll just let anybody else drop a comment in the chat. I'll just put my pencils back in my pencil case before I lose them. See what people are thinking. We want that's me, little swatch book there from Prismacolors. Whether we want the Emily Liderhall Oberg one, or whether we want the spooky one, or what's everybody feeling for next week, or have you not got any preference? I'm really good at putting all my other put all the other colours back in the right place, and then the blues in my Prismacolors, I just end up shoving them back wherever in the blues. There we go, so at least they're away. Okay, so we've got one vote for Winter Bliss, one vote for Spooky. Is anybody else going to have the deciding vote then? If not, perhaps we could do one week and then one the other week. And it'd both be in February. Which is weird thinking it's going to be February already next Monday, isn't it? I mean, it might be I end up waiting to see if I can actually decide on which page I do out of this one. And if not, maybe it's this next week and this the week after. It depends on, I don't know which page I was. I think I was possibly just going to do the very first page out of this one, but it's only because I haven't actually got that many left to do. Well, I've still got about half, to be fair. That much of the wax paper in between the pages. It's kind of hard to flip through this one. Yeah, I've got a lot we could do. Okay. We'll see then. If I can pick a page, we'll go for one out of this next week and this the week after. If not, we'll do this next week and that one the week after. So either way, the next 2 Mondays is probably sorted. Because yeah, I don't know which one I'd do out of this spooky one. It may well be, just to make it easier to decide, that it is just the very first page, to be fair. But we'll see. So yeah, keep a lookout for the thumbnail, and then you'll see whichever one I decide to go for next week, because I don't know. It'll be one of them, and then the following week we can do the other. So then we have kind of got the next 2 weeks sorted. We'll see what my mood strikes for next week. Like I said, February, I thought I want to try and plan a bit less and just, you know, do what I fancy a bit more. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been lovely chatting with you all as always. I hope you all have a lovely week and weekend, whatever you're up to, and hopefully catch you next Monday. So I'll just bring that one back in. So I may do a background on it at some point. this week. We'll see. I don't know what. I don't normally, quite often I do a washi tape, but I don't think I've got a washi tape that will go with it. So yeah, it might be that I do some little circles or something, but keep a look out for my completed pages, and then you'll see if I decide to do anything. It might be I go, I can't be bothered, and I'll leave it as that. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Hope you all have a lovely week and weekend, whatever you are up to. Take care, and I'll hopefully catch you next Monday. See ya.